going? It's another beautiful week. The sun is out. It's not raining for once, but it's still freezing cold. What did you expect, I guess? Guys, this week I really wanted to talk about something a bit more positive, a bit more upbeat. I really wanted to talk about those little wins that we've had. I think in mental health, it's very easy to get caught up in the things that you are supposed to do, things that you should do, the mistakes that you've made, a lot of time self-reflecting. And I feel like a lot of what gets overlooked is the fact that during this whole journey, during this whole process, we as people who suffer with mental health have also had a lot of successes. And in our own way, we kind of celebrate them, but then we kind of just brush them off and be like, I had a good week, beauty. But I really think that it's important that we make sure that we remember that, yeah, we did have a success. We did have a win. So this week, I really wanted to talk about that. And I really think that it's important that we do talk about this because, again, as I said in my previous video, we get to a certain point as people on our mental health journey and we go, okay, what next? And I think if we remember to acknowledge our little wins, our positive steps forward, that it's going to create, that path that we've all been looking for, that path that we as people needed to be on. In order to progress as people. And I think that's really important. I know for me personally, I have achieved a lot. I've achieved a lot in the last 10 months. I'm not going to lie. First of all, I moved out. I live on my own. I was really scared about living on my own to begin with. I'm not going to lie. I really did not think that I would be able to consistently maintain the ability to live on my own. And when I kind of look back on that, I go, why did I feel that way? And a lot of it is that uncertainty, the uncertainty there of, whether or not we're going to be able to pay our bills, whether or not we're going to have a job, especially during these COVID times. I'm trying not to be one of those people that's like, oh, COVID has ruined everything. But that's the reality of the current situation is COVID for many people out there has caused a loss of job, has caused a loss of income, and it's very hard to get back to, that foundation of, yeah, I'm going to be okay. But no, I'm really happy. I've moved into this place. I've been able to successfully live on my own, without the need for financial support, without the need for, getting a housemate. I really enjoy. I take a lot of pride in the fact that I went into an uncertain situation and I came out okay, I'm able to pay my rent every week. I'm able to pay all my bills. I've actually come up with a fantastic program for paying my bills in advance to the point where, you sacrifice a little to get a long-term gain. There definitely have been weeks, months, where the bills have rolled in and it just says, hi Jake, you don't have to pay your bill this month because guess what, buddy, you've paid in advance. You're in credit with us, and that's fantastic. And I think that is very important to look at as a win because previously I've never been able to pay my bills on my own. Like I've said, I've always had a partner. I've always had somebody to lean on, and going into this scenario alone has definitely taught me money management. It's taught me time management. It's taught me making smart decisions. So I really look at that as a positive win along my mental health journey. I'm really proud of that, and I'm sure that there are other people out there, people probably who are watching this are going, you know what, Jake, you're right. I went into an uncertain situation. I didn't know if I was going to be able to maintain it or if I was going to need help. And I actually ended up being okay, and I ended up doing the right thing. And to that, I say, congratulations, guys. You guys, you're on this journey. You're going through these mental health, these mental health problems, and you are winning, guys. You are winning. So congratulations. I think, the next big win that I had this year is I get to go racing again. As you guys know, and I blab on it about it all the time, going racing has been my dream forever. And I initially, using that savings program that I use in order to pay my bills and make sure that I've always got money set aside and things like that, I was able to save my money, and I was going to go to Japan because you guys all know I'm a massive weeb, and why wouldn't you want to go to Japan? Like, seriously. That is the origin of cosplay. That is the biggest nerd haven in the whole world, and I cannot wait to actually go eventually. But obviously, again, with COVID, international travel just isn't going to happen. And I think so. So I used that money that I'd saved up for that plane ticket and that trip and that journey, and I waited for a solid opportunity to come up where it wasn't going to send me broke. And I bought another race car. I was very fortunate to get into contact with a fella who had a trailer, and everything kind of just worked out. I was able to buy the trailer for a fantastic price. I made a new friend along the way. Then I picked up this other car, and little by little, all the pieces have just come together. And I know I'm talking about very material wins as well, but I think that's definitely an important starting place, because when we go back to look at our successes, physical things are usually the ones that are consistent reminders of how far we've come. Now, I want to talk about the non-physical successes as well. I want to talk about the ones where you are finally in a good place mentally. I feel that it's important that we remember that just everything around you, you don't have to have a constant physical reminder, but you can go into a situation that is scary and know that you or have the confidence that you're going to come out of it okay. And if you look at that, if you go, wow, that situation was really scary, but I handled it really well. Now, I want you to think about that, because if you're able to handle that situation now, then think about when you started. Go back to when you started, and I know for me personally, like, scary situations, 9 times out of 10, they resulted in me having a mental breakdown. I would have days where I just didn't want to go out, where I didn't want to see anybody, because I was constantly low. I didn't want to feel scared. I didn't want to acknowledge those emotions. And now, I'm like, all right, that situation was really scary, but I handled it. And yeah, I still get the fear. It sits there and it delves in its chest, but it's contained, and it's really easy to get rid of now. I kind of just go, all right, I've felt that. I acknowledge that it had happened, and then I let it go. And the minute you do that, that feeling just lifts, and you go, all right, and back to it. So I think it's really important that, we definitely acknowledge the non-physical wins. It's being able to handle a tough situation. It's being able to go and face someone that, you're not completely comfortable facing, but you do it anyway because you know that you've got to do it. You know, it's having those hard conversations, and you know, being able to sit there and talk through it calmly and not let emotion cloud your judgment, because as we all know, emotions love to run wild, and it's a lot of hard work maintaining them. I must say, you know, I went into my therapy, and from day dot, I was like, I've got to learn to control my emotions. Got to learn to control my emotions. You know, I don't want to feel this. I don't want to feel that. I want to be able to pick and choose when I feel things. And the reality of the situation is you can't control your emotions, but you can manage them. And that's an important thing to remember, because having those emotions is important. You need to feel fear. You need to feel love. You need to feel lust. You need to feel anger. You need to feel sadness, because those emotions and acknowledging those emotions is what is going to help you grow as a person. So it's 100% okay for you to look back and go, you know what, I wasn't really very strong back then, but I look at all the successes I had, both physical and non-physical, and I'm a much better person for it. You know, as you guys know, and I've said this before, like I had a time when I didn't like the person that was looking back at me in the mirror, and now I get up every morning and I'm like, hello handsome, how you going? You know, I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with my growth. I'm happy with my development as a person. Yes, I've still got a long way to go. Yes, I make mistakes. Yes, I hurt people from time to time. But at the end of the day, making those mistakes, having those experiences, that is what helps you grow as a person. And you really need to remember that it's okay to make mistakes, that it's okay to slip up, that you've had those positive experiences in your life and those little wins that have propelled you forward as a person on your journey through mental health, in order to grow and become the best possible version of yourself. And that in itself is a massive win, because if you are able to sit there and go, I started from the bottom, now I'm here, you've already won. You know, that's just a win end of itself. So I really feel like, you know, it's definitely important that we acknowledge both the material wins, e.g., you know, moving into a new house, buying a car, cooking yourself breakfast in the morning, and then having those non-physical wins, you know, where you go, oh, man, that was rough, but I handled that really well. And that's a win. And if you are able to do that, guys, you are going to be able to continue moving forward, continue growing, and just evolving like a Pokemon into your best possible version of yourself. You are going to be strong. You're going to be powerful. You're going to be able to take scenarios head on. And yeah, you're going to feel the fear, or you're going to feel that sadness, or you're going to feel the happiness or the love or things like that. And it's going to be okay. So that's all from me today, guys. I would love to hear about the little wins that you guys have had, any positive experiences that you guys have had recently, or even over the last year or so. Let me know in the comments down below. Have a fantastic day, my people. I cannot wait to hear from you, and I'll catch you next time. Hey guys, I hope you liked that video. For more cool content, make sure to go and check out my channel. Hit like and subscribe down below. Leave some comments if you feel like it. And I'll see you in the next one. Be nice and work hard.